had a shoe. And Daddy didn't play no games, wouldn't let her trade her name for a fake I do. Boy, you better know what you're getting into. This ain't no shotgun wedding that you're used to. The target is you.
Hey everybody, Monster Bait here. I'm here for, let's just call it a car Q&A. I'm sitting inside the car tonight. It's cold. I've been running around doing things. I've been under the weather a little bit. You can kind of tell from my nasally sound and things like that. I've been fighting a cold. That's why I haven't been out in the woods. And the holidays, of course, here in America. But I wanted to do this Q&A. You all sent some very good questions, and I wanted to make sure that I addressed them. And we discussed things and talked about things, and then we went through things. And so we're going to jump right into some of the questions. Now, I'm just coming off of Crypticon weekend. It was great. We had a huge crowd there in Lexington, Kentucky for Crypticon. It was awesome. Anybody that came out, thank you very much. But that's kind of why I'm under the weather too. Got a little bit of the con crud, been fighting it off, so we'll get through that, get back to business very soon. Now, I want to talk to you all first a little bit about, some things that I've gotten, gear-wise. And I've gotten 2 game cameras, 2 new ones, and I'm going to be deploying one of those within this week in area number 2. Okay, so that's coming. And then I've got some other things. I've got like a GoPro mount that goes on my backpack. I've been looking at microphones because you all talk about having a second audio source. I've been looking at microphones, so that's going to be coming too. It's just, I want to make sure I get the right one. Ordered some more red lights for the camera, so it'll be brighter. Also got the red spotlight in. And then I got this nice little gem right here. Let me show it to you. This nice little beauty here. Got a nice little defense dagger, okay, that I can wear on my ankle, on my boot. That way I can get to it if something really crazy happens. You all are always concerned about me being out there alone. Trust me, when I'm out there alone, I'm well prepared, or as prepared as I can be. Another thing that I got was a nice light and laser for my pistol. So got a couple upgrades there. So it's all coming together. Now, a couple of things I wanted to talk about going into this. I have a crazy experiment, a crazy episode that I'm planning for area number 1, okay? And the reason that I haven't been back out there is because I want this to be like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but trust me, when you see this episode and you see what I do, it's going to be insane, okay? I'm basically going to be going out there. I'm going to be dropped off. And then I'm going to have some bait, and we'll get into that maybe later. And I'll be out there for a while. All alone. All I'll have is 2-way communication with somebody close by in case something really bad happens. So that's coming up, okay? Got the questions right here. Been crazy busy, so things will get back to normal very soon. I'll fight this cold off, and I'll be back in the woods in no time. So here we go, folks. First off, we had a lot of questions, and a lot of them were very similar. So when I answer these questions, I'm not going to really say who asked or whatever, because a lot of people asked. Several people asked the same question on several different threads. So I wanted to make sure that I addressed them, okay? So the question is more important right now with this one. We're going to do these discussions from time to time, and I want them to be topic specific, because I think, personally, if we get into theories and things like that, it's going to be really awesome. It's going to be educational. It's going to be really cool. And that's what we will do from time to time, is we'll get into some topics like theories and what you think and what we should do and experimentation and things like that. So that will be coming up very soon. So one of the questions I got asked by several in the thread was, tell me about the background Tell me about your background. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the background, because it is very important. I'm a happily married man, right here, with children, and she allows me to go to the woods and look for things by myself. She does think I'm crazy sometimes, but she is also my failsafe, so she knows where I'm at all times. If anything happens, I depend on her to get me out or to get help to me in a reasonable amount of time. I have several people that are kind of my fail-safes on that kind of stuff that I trust, fellow investigators and things. But that's kind of that. I've been in law enforcement for 19 years, okay? That's my background. And I'm a firearms instructor, less lethal instructor, things like that. So I've been teaching firearms for a long time. I've been teaching less lethal for a long time, search and rescue, survival skills. So I have the tools needed to kind of package those up and go out by myself, and I feel very comfortable with it. Although at times it gets very intense, I'm still very comfortable with it. So I've also been a paranormal researcher for over 20 years. That covers everything: UFO, ghost, conspiracy theory, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, cryptids, anything you can imagine, for over 20 years. So it's just kind of who I am. I love that stuff. Ever since I could read a book, I'm severely into the unknown and strange and things like that. So I kind of go out with all of that stuff. So that's a little bit of my background. I'm also a documentary filmmaker. So I have 3 documentary films that are out, 2 on Amazon Prime. One is Murder in the Moonlight, which is my first documentary. You can watch it for free on Amazon Prime. Search Murder in the Moonlight. It's all about the Texarkana Phantom Killer. Then I have Little to Legendary, which is the Larry D story. Larry D wrestles for Impact Wrestling. It's a documentary I did for him. And then my third documentary that was released about a year and a half ago is called Hardway, and it's about deathmatch wrestling, and it's on Smart Mark Video. If you search Hardway, you can find it. Hardwayfilm.com will take you to all the links if you want to check those out. It is very, very graphic, but it's very good. It's one of my proudest pieces of work that I've done so far. And I've done many other things, all kinds of stuff, commercials and things for people. Another thing I'm very proud of is I go out with Nick Groff and Mike Couch with the Lost Limbs Foundation. The Lost Limbs Foundation is a charity that provides prosthetics for amputee children, and we do these episodes, and they're on Amazon Prime, I believe, called Unlimited Journey. And we go out and do these challenges with Mike where he is an amputee. We've climbed Mount Washington, we did the Spartan race, and I filmed all of those. So that's another thing that I love to kind of give my time to. I'm an event organizer, Crypticon, Wild Band Days, the Nick Groff Tour, and then I'm also one of the folks behind Creepy People Management with creepytalent.com. We represent a lot of folks for events across the country, but check all that out if you'd like. That's a little bit of my background. So thank you all for asking that. I've never really covered that kind of stuff, but it's good that we know things and you know who I am. That way you feel more comfortable with me within the channel. And if I cough, I'm sorry. It's not COVID, I promise. It's just crazy weather. But I will say this, that I do use a lot of the skills that I've learned over the years, and I do apply them to investigations. So that's kind of what I get into there. Another question is, how did you get into investigations? Well, like I said, I've been a paranormal researcher for over 20 years, and I've been doing field work for a long time, ghosts and cryptids and things. I do a lot of work with law enforcement agencies. I've consulted on cases with police departments and things when they've had strange stuff happen, so I'm very proud of that. I do kind of feel proud of that kind of accomplishment. Have you ever lost chunks of time? That was a very interesting question, and no, I have not. I have not lost chunks of time, and the reason that I've not lost chunks of time, and I think that's associated more with some of the UFO phenomenon, and but no missing time. If I do ever have missing time, I will make sure you all know, and we will research it very, very, very clearly. Okay. What advice do you give to people who would like to get more involved in the paranormal or cryptozoology? Do your own research. I highly recommend, and you don't have to go to Crypticon by all means. I mean, personal preference because it's my event with Lee and Jennifer. But go to somewhere like that you can network and talk to people. Read books, really good books, okay? If you go to my webpage, monsterbait.com, and you click on the Amazon link, there are books that you could get that are from really great researchers, and they will give you really good information. Okay, so research, read. Going out into the field is not like sitting at home and reading. I promise you that it's a whole different ballgame. I do not recommend taking eyewitness accounts and things right away, because when you start to interview witnesses and things, it is a very, 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 very skilled tactic to learn. Okay, and I've had many classes on interviewing witnesses and things like that. So it is a task. So don't just go out doing that. And it's a commitment as well. I mean, if you're committing yourself to a landowner or something like that, it is a commitment, and you have to commit yourself to those people where if they call you, you have to go and try to help. So read books. Don't learn from TV. TV's okay to watch for entertainment. Go to a convention and network. Listen to speakers, things like that. And then watch my channel, because my whole goal here is to not only entertain but to educate. Okay? So I want to educate you guys. I want to share my knowledge. I want to share others' knowledge with you. And that's one thing I really, really, really want to do, is educate people. And then the entertainment stuff's fun too. But entertaining while educating, I guess. Next question. Scariest moment in the woods? Well, the growls with Josh was pretty scary, because I didn't know what it was. Anytime that you're within feet of something, and you don't know what it is, you can't see it, it is unnerving, because you don't know what it is, and you don't know if it can harm you physically. You don't know if it can attack you. You don't know if it's rabid or diseased, and maybe that's why it's vocalizing at you. So anything like that, you know, the claps in the one episode, which if you haven't seen, go back and watch, and then the growls were two of my unnerving moments. Being followed in the woods recently on the episode where I was alone, that was rough, but I knew that it wasn't close enough yet. Okay, so that's some of the scarier moments, is when you can't see what it is and something is right there with you. So that's definitely scary. Any sightings of Dogman in my area, of course. What do I think about Dogman? I'm not against it. Okay, I'm not saying that it can't exist, because after all, I am going after Bigfoot. I'm going after other cryptids, so I can't say that they don't exist without 100% proof that they don't exist. There have been a lot of Dogman sightings. We have the Land Between Lakes, LBL monster in Kentucky that supposedly slaughtered a whole family back in the day. I will cover that in the future. I don't discount Dogman, okay? But I will tell you this. If Dogman is there, it will be the apex predator. Another thing with Dogman that I want to make note of, it could also be some type of Sasquatch or creature that has evolved, you know. So I'm not saying that Dogman don't exist. I'm just saying that, you know, sometimes Bigfoot sightings are also Dogman sightings, or Dogman sightings could be Bigfoot sightings, and vice versa. I do not discount Dogman. I think that there is something to it, and we're going to go out and explore some of these areas very soon. Are you part of the BFRO? I am not. Now, I do know Matt Moneymaker. Had very long conversations with him recently at Crypticon, and we talked about some cool things. Charlie Raymond is a BFRO investigator. So, you know, we consult all the time on things. Matter of fact, he called me yesterday with a Bigfoot sighting that was through the BFRO that he was looking into. So I am not a part of a group, okay? I always have kind of pride myself on being a lone wolf, I guess you could say. And I like to consult with everybody, so I like to kind of go out and help everybody. I don't like the organizational structure stuff of a group. I don't like the control of a group. I like to kind of do things on my own, and then we'll work with groups. So that's kind of what I do. Facts and what is real about Bigfoot? Well, the real stuff about Bigfoot, I think you have to think about the eyewitness sightings, okay? You can't discount those. Eyewitnesses are just some of the lifeblood of the Bigfoot research community. And I say that because you have to interview each person and let them prove to you if their account is real or not. You can't go into an interview saying this person is full of crap, because that's a really bad investigator, all right? I'm going to let the investigation lead me. I'm not going to lead the investigation. So I'm going to follow the stepping stones. I'm going to interview the person. I'm going to look to see if there's evidence. I'm going to see if there's little bitty pieces of evidence within their conversation we have that they should not know about. Anatomy things, other sighting accounts in the area that they don't know about. So I'm going to let that interview kind of take its toll. I'm not going to ask leading questions, and I'm going to see what they get out of it. And I've gotten some really good eyewitness accounts that I wholeheartedly believe that they saw something. Did they see Bigfoot? Well, I'm not sure because I wasn't there, but they saw something that frightened them for sure. Some other facts about Bigfoot: there has been evidence, okay? There has been evidence. And what I mean by that is tracks that have been analyzed by professors of anatomy and things, and they're like, well, this shouldn't be there if this is a hoax, okay? You've also got vocalizations that they can't explain. So there is some stuff out there. There are facts about Bigfoot. There are things that are real about Bigfoot. Me personally, I don't like calling them Bigfoot. I don't like calling them Sasquatch. I'd much rather call them Sasquatch than Bigfoot. And I'll tell you why. Because there is this stigma in pop culture that Bigfoot is this friendly, furry creature. And he's on all these commercials and things. But if you're in the woods with a creature like this, they are feral. Okay? Highly intelligent, but feral. Maybe some type of relic hominid? We don't know. But they have no intention to be nice and cuddly. They will eat you just like they will eat a deer, okay? There are very aggressive sightings out there, so we got to keep that in mind when we're in the woods. Always be safe. You're not hunting a cuddly creature, okay? We're not looking for that. Next question, all right? Favorite cryptid, okay? I have many favorite cryptids. And that's what this channel is. This channel will eventually cover tons of cryptids, okay? It is called Monster Bait TV. The Monster Bait episodes, I will go to these small towns across America in search of their legendary creature. Whether it be the Hopkinsville Goblin, the Mothman of Point Pleasant, Sheep Squatch, Bat Squatch, the Lizard Man of Scapore Swamp. All these creatures, we're going to go looking for them. And then I'm going to hang out with them in their area for 24 hours by myself. That's what Monster Bait is. So yes, we will feature tons of cryptids. And we will have discussions on different cryptids. And a lot of that stuff is coming up. I don't really have a favorite cryptid. I do like Mothman a lot, for the simple fact that it was such a strange thing. You know, I've done television episodes and things on Mothman. But it's just a weird story, and I love it. I've got a ton of cryptids, though, that I love. Skinwalker stuff, the Wendigo, all that kind of stuff is fascinating as well. So which animals do you fear of being attacked by in the woods? The ones that we know are actually there, documented. Coyote, black bear, raccoons are very vicious creatures. Things like that. That's the ones you got to worry about. You need to go, when you go anywhere, when you go into the woods, research your local wildlife, guys. You have to. If you don't know what's out there, predatory animals, venomous species, you've got to know this stuff, because you got to know what to look for. If I don't know what venomous species or what predatory animals are out there, or even regular animals that are not natural predators like moose and deer, they can still kill you because they will attack if provoked. You got to know what wildlife is in your area. So for me, when I'm in Kentucky, for instance, coyote travel in packs of 20 to 30 sometimes. I've seen them, I've heard them. Okay? Deer will attack you if you get close. Bucks are very territorial, the male deer. And then black bear, of course. There are bobcats in the woods, but they're very, elusive creatures. But if you stumble upon one, they have very sharp claws and they will bite. So watch that kind of stuff. Know the animals in your area. But for me, probably coyote, because they travel in packs. Black bear, usually skittish. But coyote, man, they are not afraid of people when they're in packs of 20 or so. How did you get into Bigfoot and start a YouTube channel? Well, I've been working on the channel for about 2 years. Developing this idea for a little longer than that. For about 2 years, been working on this channel development. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of effort. I've been into Bigfoot since I could read a book. I remember checking out those books at the library like some of you all probably did when you were younger. I would read every weird book I could find in the library, probably 2 or 3 times, because we didn't have many. But that's how, just reading books, watching TV shows. My father, and he kind of supported that, and we would discuss about weird things a lot. So definitely, been in it my entire life. What pistol do you carry, and do you plan to investigate other cryptids in Kentucky? The pistol carries a Glock 40, okay? I carry a Glock 40 cal, and I just recently got a nice rail light and a laser for it, for the nighttime stuff. But that's what I carry, and I only carry it for self-protection, okay? Like I said, I've been a firearms instructor for, I would say, over 15 years. I will only fire my weapon or draw my weapon if I feel that I am in danger or somebody else is in danger. Only in self-defense. Okay, that's the only time I'm ever going to do it. The only time an animal should be taken is to protect yourself or to feed your family. And that's it. That's my opinion, guys. But I will only draw my weapon in the woods if it is for self-defense or to protect somebody else. That's the way it is. Do you plan on to investigate other cryptids in Kentucky? Yes, I've already got that planned. I'm going to look for black panthers, mountain lions, because they say they don't exist here. Well, I think they do. And I've got some really cool video that's never been shown, and I'm going to show in that episode. I'm going to look for other cryptids. There's a lot of cryptids here, lake monsters and things like that. So yes, that is coming in the Monster Made episodes. One interesting question. Do you think Bigfoot would attack a person in a wheelchair? Of course. It's just facts. It's a feral, human, hominin, relic hominin, ape, depending on what theory you go with. So yes, they would attack anybody. I think there are people that have been attacked that we don't know have been attacked, and they no longer are with us. There are a lot of weird missing things that go on in woods across America, and the Missing 411 series documents a lot of these missing people that have no explanation for them. They don't say it's anything, and Dave Pilatus is great about that. But watch that channel and you can see there's missing people all the time in national parks, forest, and in places all across America. So yes, I think there are people that have went missing that will never be found, that were attacked by some strange creature. Will you come to New Jersey to search for the Jersey Devil? Of course, and that's going to happen eventually. When I get some funds built up for travel and things, I will be in the Pine Barrens. and I will be looking for the Jersey Devil because I love that story. I love that story. So yes, that will happen. Favorite Bigfoot theory. Okay, let's talk about this. Favorite Bigfoot theory. I think that it is a ape or a relic hominid of some kind that evolved with us or closely with us, because there are times when eyewitnesses have said that these creatures have looked at them almost in disgust, like they hate humans. And I wonder why that is. There's a great book called Us Plus Them, and it talks about how some of our primal fears come from being hunted by ancient predation or whatever there. I probably butchered that word, but look that book up, and they talk about how they think they got some of the descriptions of that wrong. But I think that it's something that's was at one time very well documented, and it's evolved into something else. So that's my thoughts. But we'll talk about theories in detail in the future. Opinion on ghost. I've investigated hauntings for probably over 20 years. Okay, I've seen 9 or 10 full body apparitions with my own eyes, and there's something to it. Do I know what they are? Of course not. And who knows? Ghosts may not even exist. It may be some kind of time slip or extra dimensionary thing. It gets weird sometimes with ghosts. I've recorded them, I've seen them, and I've had them on video. So I'm very, very comfortable in the ghost world. In a haunted location, it don't bother me one bit to be by myself at all. Not one bit. Very comfortable. I've been doing it a long time, and there's definitely something there. What does the future hold? Monster bait episodes are coming. Now, they will be full episodes. They will be 30 to 40 minutes long. Creatures throughout America. We will showcase the little area where they're at, and then I will spend 24 hours by myself in their hunting ground. So that's coming very soon. I'm already planning them. I've got several on the back burner that I'm kind of planning out. So they will be more like episodic series, little mini documentaries. So they're coming. That's going to be coming very soon. One question I had, and this is very interesting, I wanted to address it. Why only work with 2 areas? Well, that's only for Bigfoot Diaries, okay? I only work with 2 areas right now for Bigfoot Diaries. I will work with more eventually, but Area 1 and Area 2 is all I have right now that I research in regularly. If I get another one, then I'll show you. There is one that I go to occasionally, but I do not put it on video or publicly because of the trust I have with the landowner, and I won't ruin that trust there. But Area 1 and Area 2 are for Bigfoot Diaries. Monster bait episodes will be all over the place, okay? I want to show you all something pretty cool, if you want to see it. I have here, in this frame, Bigfoot hair. Hopefully you can see it here. It's kind of hard to see, okay? That right there is a strand of alleged Bigfoot hair. There it is, right there. I just recently got this from Tom Shea. He gathered this from one of his research sites in Trimble County, Kentucky, and he sent it off. Scientists are analyzing it right now. One cool thing about this hair is it has a shimmering effect. And me and him talked about this for about an hour or so, and this is going to go into future experiments. There have been eyewitness reports that say they see Bigfoot rocking back and forth in the sunlight. What if they understand what their hair is able to do, and they try to do that to throw off the human eye, much like it's a shadow play or something like that? It's very weird, and we're going to talk about that in the future as well. I've also got some more experiments coming dealing with electromagnetic fields. We talked about that in length. I think they may use that as a location type system, a tracking type system for themselves. So we may play with that with experiments as well. There's a little bit of Bigfoot hair for you. One strand. I have it now. Tom sent several others off to the lab, but it's pretty cool to have that. So that kind of wraps it up for the Q&A. There's a lot coming. Okay, guys? I mean, a ton coming down the pipe. We're going to have more monster tales. We're going to have more Bigfoot diaries. We're going to have full monster bait episodes. I'm going to go out and let you meet Tom Shea and see some of his cast. I'm going to go out with Charlie Raymond very soon. Me and him talked about this yesterday, to a very cool undisclosed location. And you'll get to meet Charlie Raymond and learn about his research in Kentucky. But I want to educate you guys on some of those folks that you may not hear about in the world. So that's coming. A lot of stuff is coming. We're going to do more of these discussion videos. So what I want you to do right now, though, I want you to comment down below a couple of things. All right, let's go with 2 here. Here's what I want you to comment. I want you to comment down below some experiments you would like to see me try in Area 1 or Area 2, either one, whichever. Some experiments that you think might be neat. I like to hear your all's thoughts. Another thing that I want to hear down below, what do you think Bigfoot, Sasquatch is? Relic hominid, alien, ghost, thought form, whatever. I want to hear what you think. So again, thank you all for sending in the questions. We'll do more of these very soon. I wanted to pop in, kind of update you guys on some stuff. There's some stuff coming, and y'all gonna love it. So continue to like and share and comment and all that stuff. I appreciate all of that, okay? You all are my team without being here with me. Okay, you give me experiment ideas and things like that, so I appreciate that. But continue to show support. I absolutely appreciate it. But until next time, which will be very soon, always remember, the monsters are not just in your head or under your bed. They're everywhere. And I'm going to show you some Crypticon footage right now.